to really do the coding of each of the parts. And also it's nice to have quantitative analysis to support your results in this manner.
I think it would be very useful if to provide your thesis for other students to show them, like, if they come up with this interview thing, then show, like a good example of how to do it.
Yes, we should do that maybe with your latest version.
You already have my electronic file.
You put it up on your website,
yeah, we can.
Great.
Yeah, thanks so much.
On your wall.
And we got a question?
Can I help you with any questions?
Any more questions?
Yeah, one of the questions I had was, you have questionnaires as quantitative analysis.
Sure. Well,
Yes, questionnaires
everyone in
qualitative.
this subject area.
Yes, what I'm doing.
Doctor being first.
You need triangulation, but that means actually need some real quantitative data as opposed to someone's opinion. And a questionnaire is just someone's
Sounds like
opinion.
a cheap
We used categorical variables into our
You
question.
mean there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, or 7?
Exactly.
So you use a Likert
Likert
scale,
scale.
but it's still a question.
Everyone in Dr.
A
Carlisle,
person's
Dr.
opinion.
Brown.
True.
It's not sort of real data.
I was struggling with this decision because I wanted to actually be given actual data of what this one stands for. For example, 1 stands for 2 accidents per month, or 2 stands for 3 accidents per month. But unfortunately,
My point is not the way you collect the data, because I'm comfortable that you have numbers. Yeah, but just because you have numbers doesn't mean it's quantitative in any real sense. But my question was, is there some sort of, is there a mechanism that you can actually get real data from how things work? So could you run a simulation, a 3D simulation with a pilot, and see how they do with the 3D ECDIS stuff versus doing the 2D ECDIS stuff? See if they fail more frequently. That would strike me as quantitative data.
Because at the moment, that Yangtze River stuff, the picture was actually very confusing, very difficult to interpret. I mean, it needs to be better than that to be able to be interpreted in real time by a human. You know, it was...
Indeed, but based on what the current experience shows from the simulation training, where the officer actually trained into these 3D environments, they're actually less prone to errors than they are when they actually been given a 2D chart and they tell them plot course and everything. They're actually more prone. And this is actually very characteristic for the younger officers. The older officers are actually more comfortable using the large paper chart. The younger generation is much better in filtering layers, adding information, and basically using it as a decision support system. So, what the future holds is basically it's basically aimed towards the new generation of mariners that are about to enter the industry.
You spend 40 years learning skills, and all of a sudden you depend on them.
Those RCC dogs, they don't read computers.
That's a bank over there.
I think you need an expert system on top of that, because I feel very uncomfortable with this idea of this, Nintendo generation captains sitting on these ships, and once the computer stops working, they don't know what to do anymore. So how do you preserve that knowledge of
They have to open
real
the window.
people?
This was actually expressed during the conversation. There needs to be a silver lining. A silver lining needs to be found between reconciliating the old navigational knowledge that's been perfected through millennials, and the new information navigation, information technology navigation.
In some sense, it's the same thing we have with our students, that suddenly they can use computers like nobody's business, but they don't know how to do a manual calculation.
Yeah.
Right, but in order for that to be a problem, then thousands of computers would have to suddenly stop working one day. I mean, maybe you had an
That's never happened before, right?
Right. Well, I mean, maybe we have an electromagnetic pulse or something that's. Normally, one computer breaks, they just pull out their phone and do the calculation.
The problem is that IMO has invested a lot in this paperless bridge initiative. It's basically like the paperless office initiative, but even worse, they wanted to completely remove the paper charts. For now, until now, they have found a really nice compromising solution. So they basically require to have one ECDIS unit and the paper charts as spare parts. So in case the ECDIS system falls, breaks apart, there's always the traditional paper chart to support the navigation. Now they said, discard the paper chart and have two ECDIs. So in case one breaks, you have the second one. So, and they have set a deadline for that, for this whole thing to happen. It's 2018. So if any ship wants to travel under the SOLAS Convention, which means all the major nautical forces in the world, they need to abide by these regulations. And basically, one of the interviewers, which is actually a maritime captain, shore maritime captain, inshore maritime captain, he said that I am panicking. Yeah. That's what he told me. Because he has 46 vessels under his command, and all these 46 vessels right now navigate using one information system, ECDIS, and paper charts. So by 2018, he needs to convert all these 18 vessels into full paperless bridges.
Has there been any sort of thing looking at how the airlines have been? Because they've gone through the same sort of transition. So
very interesting, actually.
Looking at taking a leaf out of their book, that we probably need to update that metaphor as well.
They've already taken a lot of leaves out of the metaphor, especially in designing the ECDIS. They did. The initial design of
white-based times, it looks like they're developing so in isolation where it's so related to very similar systems.
For example, the automatic identification system. Yeah. This is a replica of the airline identification system that exists for the last 10 years or so, where you can see the name of its plane and its trajectory, its course, its speed, everything. So they've taken a lot of notes out of other books, but
certainly when you look at procedure, I'm guessing that a lot of stuff is going to be reasonably similar.
Yeah.
What really impressed me is how how willing the people I interviewed were with in embracing new ideas. They were very open because they realized that even ECDIS has been in the designing process for 10 years, and only recently has been started to be used as a prime navigation system. They do accept that it's still on its infancy. So they're very open-minded about accepting new ideas and new proposals. So I was expecting to be met with very reservedness, but actually they were really interested in this 3D idea. And one actually said, "I think this might be the future." One of them actually told me.
You think it's mandated to happen in 3 years?
No way. Based on what I've read so far, we're talking after 18 years plan, and we'll see. And mostly because of the issues we already mentioned. Technical gap between navigation knowledge and technical knowledge, and regulations, strict regulation that any instrument fit for safe navigation needs to abide by. So,
okay.
That's my research. Thank you very
Thank you very much.